Yo, what's up? Beautiful people. I just hit the switch. Flip, flip. I don't know nobody else that doing this. Hardest working fish stream in the building. How's it going, people? How is it going? Oh my gosh. I'm caught up on a lot of things today. Caught up on some work, caught up on orders, lots of fish chores, lots of water changes, rocking and rolling. We're back in it. How are the people feeling? How are the people feeling? See captains in the chat. Jesse, what's up? Cheryl, how's it going? Luis, back to backs. You already know. Big Steve, couple of fish, of course. SBC, what's up? What's up, Chris? How's it going? Chris Junkin in the chat. Holy. Fish keepers, assemble. Yeah, we're in the building. Tuesday evening. It's just keeping it light, you know, something slight. A little quick roundup of some of the events I went to recently, and then just talking about some breeding projects and the BAP plan, the point estimate. Okay, the state of the BAP standings. All right. What's up, Jody? How's it going? Putu in the chat. Hardest working fish stream. Let's go. That's right. That's right. They don't want to see us win. What was it that DJ Khaled said? They didn't believe in us. God did. That's why we got the black worms with some values, right? All right. So let me just make sure all my stuff's working. I want to make sure I got the chat. What's up, Zebra Aquatics? Howdy, howdy. Let me just get the chat set up. But I went to 2 events over the weekend, GWAPA and the Aquarius Society of Central Maryland. And I just wanted to quickly kind of go some pictures, talk about the events, some things that I learned, some things that I may have acquired. You know, there was one quote unquote new fish pickup, but I didn't seek it out. Okay, it was thrust upon me so unfairly by Big Steve. You know, it was really kind of it's just such a burden, but you know what, I'm soldiering through. I accepted the fish, but still I'm following my plan, which is I want to spawn 4 more egg scattering species before I add any new species to the fish room. Okay, 4 more egg scattering species, and I honestly think that's kind of taking it easy on myself, to be honest. So look, we're gonna do it. I've made some progress on that actually today, which we'll talk about in the that portion. But get yourself some caffeine. It's not like you to sound like me at this hour. You think I sound tired? Actually, I've had some caffeine. I got my caffeine pills back in stock, so we're rocking and rolling. Oh my god. Oh my god. But yeah, definitely I've been sleeping earlier. I have been sleeping earlier. So, you know, it is what it is. But we'll be getting the long streams in. So, first off, I'm gonna start with GWAPA. All right, GWAPA is a pretty cool club, a little bit different because it's the Greater Washington Aquatic Plant Association, so it's not necessarily centered around fish. Okay, it was a little bit different, and I went for the Nanoscape workshop. It was $60 for members, which I am a member, and you get this custom water box all in one with the pump, the light, everything. And they had boxes of hardscape, boxes of substrates, all sorts of fun stuff for us to enjoy, to choose from. And I walk into the building. They meet in a YMCA. And one of the first things, and this is the club that Corey is president of, one of the first things I noted was like, these people, they're a lot more knowledgeable about this aquascaping stuff than the average person in some of the clubs I attend. Because I'm walking in, I'm listening to the chatter, Someone called the tweezers pincers. Would you please pass me the pincers, good sir? I was like, what the hell? What the hell? What? They got alternative lingo for all these simple items. So that whenever you walk in somewhere and they're calling things something very specific, uh, and to you you're like, oh, that's the thing, and they're like, oh yes, it is the pincers. Please, I would like the 2mm pincers. You already know that. Okay, this is a different baseline. So I was kind of nervous off the bat. I'm not gonna lie, because my aquascaping skills have been questionable at times. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. It's a bit of a struggle for me. I'm not that proficient when it comes to those things, but I try my best. I do try my best. So walk in, and they're like, pick a table. At each table, they've got the tanks lined up, freshly wrapped. Got the plastic around it. I'm gonna show you guys some photos. Yo, what's up, 3G? How's it going? Jorge, how's it going? Listening while eating dinner. Hope you choke. Just kidding, man. Okay, so I walk in, and we got the tanks all lined up at the tables. So this is my tank here, and I actually already unwrapped it, but it was fully wrapped in plastic wrap. So it's got a lid, it's got this all-in-one section, which is actually pretty cool. Like this is, I'm used to ones where like this is plastic. No, this was all solid glass. I'm sure some kind of low iron situation. And oh yeah, they had pizza. This is my pizza, my pineapple. But they also had some free tools. So there was a box, and they had different like high quality tweezers and scissors to choose from, and I got to pick up some of those. As you know, I always need them. Actually, one of them is here, and you know it's very thick, not easily bendable, breakable. I've been liking it, nice and long. Pause. And that alone almost made the trip worth it. So then we're going. They're like, let's get into the tank stuff. Audrey said I only use my fingers to plant. I'm so lame with those pincers. Sometimes I don't feel like getting my, you know, if it's a long way in, I don't feel like getting up to the elbows. Beto Great Lakes said I need some high quality tweezers. They're mostly weak. Yeah, which ones were these? I'm trying to remember the brand that they were. Man. Iconic you know what? Aquascape? I don't know. We'll have to find a picture. But okay, so then they have a table that's got all the dry goods to choose from, okay? And Pooja says they have the long forceps, 3 feet for the win. My God, that is long. So here we got a bunch of bags. We got the Aqualife Black Diamond aquarium substrate. We got just some gravel here. This stuff is cool. Spoiler alert, I use some of this. This is the Aqua Lava by Oliver Knott. Volcanic lava substrate for extreme biofiltering. So everyone's going to the tables, you know, like they're grabbing the stuff. This is a box of aqua soil. So we use some iconic aquascaping Japanese volcanic substrate. Sorry, this isn't the aqua soil. There was aqua soil too. There's dragonstone, volcanic rocks. So here's some of the rock boxes we had to search through. Joy said I gave up using tweezers. Fingers are much easier in a lot of cases, gentler on the plant roots. Yeah, you know, those poor plants, the things I put them through. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So yes, I had a lot of rocks to choose from. These are the volcanic rocks. There's 2 bags of those. Okay. And this is like, they got a bag of dragonstone. So here's my little box I took with some volcanic rocks to choose from. Beto says, is he froze or is it just me? I think it's just you. I've actually haven't dropped any frames yet. So refresh your YouTube. Jorge said we have quality tweezers here and tweakers here, and you, oh my God, bro, eat your dinner. So I chose some rocks to kind of mess around with my tank. Now, uh, one of my friends from the club, Matt, Flashing Boulders in the Discord world, he also went, and this is what he did, and I'm just gonna show this first because it's actually incredible. So they had someone going around gluing stuff. Like they had this glue that was like smoking. The glue was smoking. I don't know what's going on with that. But he was helping apply the glue. And this guy, the whole time I was there, like, man, I worked on my aquascape for maybe an hour, the thing, but like I didn't really get that far. Okay, I'll be honest. It wasn't that. I went for simplicity. But this guy, Matt, was over here gluing stuff together constantly. And this is a picture of his tank that he came away with, which I think is pretty impressive. So this is 2.5 gallons. And you can see in the background here we had a tray of plants to choose from. There's some other plants other places. We had this main tray. It had some culture plants, some stem plants, stuff like that in it. So this is what you could have made. $60. You get the tank, the light, the pump, all these things to choose from. Use however much of whatever you need. And maybe you could have made something this fancy. Pooty Bird says like a mini Deku tree. Yeah, so I thought this was pretty good. It was pretty fancy. Audra said that's really great value. Yeah, it was really nice. So for non-members, it was $85, which I still think is great value. But you could get a membership for $20, and then get the $60, save $5. So you know, I mean, I would never do that just to save $5. That would be crazy. But yeah, I thought it was pretty nice value. Because I mean, you just had so much flexibility. You could have used however much. Honestly, you probably could have just stuffed like extra shit in there, and then just been like, yeah, this is for my 2.5. And then you get home, you just like unload all the spider wood, because there was a whole box of spider wood. Also, you just unload all the spider wood into your other tanks. Like, hey, no, it was very chill. No one really was like, hey, how many things are you going to create? Jorge said Mscape recently did a similar scape. Audra said no, always got to get more to the club. Well, I did participate in the auction, so let me tell you, these people, they probably just had all the plants that were in there or something, but they were not bidding high. This is more pictures of that tank with some water in it that I put in the Discord. So it looks like it added this like variegated plant in there, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, solid scape, man. Solid scape. So yeah, so it was that there were people walking around helping, like, oh, this is how you plant. Oh, this is like the nutrients thing. It was really relaxed and just a nice meeting. It was definitely, I recommend if you're in the area into plants. This seems like a pretty fire place to go. I mean, they're literally the plant association, so I mean, you wouldn't be surprised to find that there's a lot of, you know, very enthusiastic plant nerds there who also seem to be pretty into aquascaping and such like that. One of the crazier little tools that I liked was this electronic spray bottle. So I'm sitting there and this guy's next to me and I just hear like a humming, and come to find out they got an electronic spray bottle, Mister, which I didn't really understand that to be a thing. I use this a little bit more to kind of keep things wet as I was working on it. Pause. And I might have to get one of these little squeeze wash bottles. These are pretty useful, honestly. Man. Audra said, Poo2, I had to split those worm cultures again. Nice, nice. How's it going? Captain in the chat, represent. Yeah, so I posted some photos from that in the Discord. So, of course, if you're in the Discord, you're going to get the most up-to-date stuff, you know? So this is, like, part of my process. So I was like, let me find... What I wanted to do was... And this is part of why my scape, I think, isn't going to look that great now. But I wanted to do, like, 30 rocks and then just do, like, a dwarf hair grass in the background and something short in the front. and that was it. Now, I was like, I just want to keep it simple. So you can see here, this is the start of my scape. I have some aqua soil, and later I put that red volcanic stuff down. But I'm gonna see if I have another photo of it. But this is like basically what it ended up being. I didn't move these rocks, so I just add the red aqua soil, sorry, the volcanic rock, and then in the back here, I plan on having the hair grass in the back, so it'll grow up, and then in the front like a Monte Carlo or something that'll trim, make a carpet. So that's my plan. I kept it very, very minimal, very simple. That was my goal. Keep it simple, stupid, right? Captain, I'm glad the worms are flourishing in your care. Audra's fish are loving the captain's critter worms. Let's go. Now we just need Captain to get the white worms and grindle worms and all that. Then we'll be rocking and rolling. So that was GWAPA. Hung out with Corey. I met some people. I met someone that works at Capital Exotics, apparently. I think her name was Christina. So there's a lot of interesting people there to talk to. But because of how they had like the tables, 3 different tables, I didn't get to talk to everyone just because I was focused on my tank. You know what I mean? You gotta be focused on the tank. So, GWAPA, check it out. Next time you guys are in the area, the plant auction was pretty, had some pretty nice plants, and most of them went for very affordable prices. Now, the next meeting that I went to over the weekend was the Aquarius Society of Central Maryland. And we were having our Halloween meeting, so some people dressed up. We had a Halloween competition. My time management didn't go to where I could really do a costume like I wanted, but I threw together a little something. I was a fish magician, okay? Like, my thing was like, I'm a fish magician. You know, my trick, I can make any fish you give me disappear. So I just kind of had a cloak. You know, I walked around like a bat, like a wizard, and I was a fish magician and kind of emceeing the meeting a little bit. What's up, Jose? How's it going? Thanks for stopping by. And Jody found your towel. Look at that. Man, these hello lists are just long. Look at all these names. So here I am, Fish Wizard. Yes, very official. And a couple things from the meeting that really stood out. So one, our very own Aaron Black Planet gave a talk on hatching brine shrimp. It was nice. And he did we had brine shrimp hatchery, DIY hatchery materials there to make your own bottles and things like that. And I gotta be honest, man. Aaron did a decent job talking, a decent job showing people how to do the things, and people were actually interested in brine shrimp and in making brine shrimp DIY hatcheries. It was quite the sight to see. Like, wow, okay. Now they were also fascinated that he does this every day on the level of obsession. But it was a good talk. I made sure to ask all the questions, and at one point I was like, and you do this every day, right? And then like someone behind him in the audience was like, he does this every day? And I was like, I know, dude. I know. I mean, in theory it's a healthy habit, but I could see a way where you could swing it as being an addiction, you know? So actually on the Aquarius Society of Central Maryland Facebook page, they posted some nice photos. What's up, Black Planet? How's it going? Aaron said, I too was surprised how many people were into it. I mean, I'm not super duper surprised, but like I was happy to see some people actually seem genuinely excited to make a hatchery. And there was one gentleman, I can't remember his name, the one black dude, but he was also at ACM, so it was cool seeing someone from ACM come. And he had asked me at ACM about hill streams, so I brought hill streams. I was able to get him some hill streams. But there was some people that I saw at the meeting that like I've seen at other meetings, but then there's also new people, so it kind of felt like it was good attendance, and I'm really optimistic for like the growth of the club in the future. And I felt like our goal of focusing on the social aspect was super successful. Let me find the photos. So this is the person that won our costume competition. I want everyone in the chat that wasn't there to guess what this costume on the left. This is Raquel. This is our communications chair. Communications and PR chair. Guess what she was, what her costume was. The winning costume was the one on the right. She was a shrimp tank. It was pretty much knocked it out the water. A captain, everyone's getting it in the chat. Everyone's getting it right. Yeah, she was Hydra. It was pretty funny. Aquarium and Hydra, yeah. So I thought that was pretty funny. I would say she was the runner-up. So we did like an applause thing. I was like, everyone for this, everyone for this. And like, I think it was between the two of them. Yeah, this, look, you can see Sabu here. He said Hydra, question mark. Laughing. It's a funny costume. So here you can see a moment I'm looking fat as fuck with 3 chins, but I'm extremely happy, emotional. I almost fell to my knees because Big Steve, and pause on that, Big Steve handed me, he just walked up and handed me this bag of fish. And guys, I don't know if you remember, but a few streams ago, and I listen, I know everyone in the chat's jealous that the hottest up-and-coming hobbyist breeder, Big Steve, is close enough to me that he can come to the meetings. I see him IRL, trust me. I understand the privilege I have. But I don't know if you remember, but a few streams ago, we were looking on Aquabit at the killifish, and I found a new collection point of Galaris that looks like the one that I've been looking for. But it was very strange. It was from Funge, and if you see a killifish name and you see Funge, you're gonna assume that it's, you know, Aphysemium vivittatum funge. That's the one we're all familiar with. But Big Steve actually went and bid on that auction, won it, got 2 pairs from the guy, and gave me one of them. And for reference, here is a video of the Galaris from that location I found on this Florida Tooth Carp Club. It seems like some guy is breeding them. Can we get some HD quality here of the fish? My God. So yeah, you can see it looks pretty similar to Low with the blue, all blue and red body. I have some pictures of the ones I got. This is just faster for me to get to. So if we look at Blue Galaris Low, aka, you can see it's pretty similar in coloration. Hold up. Hey. There it is. So pretty similar. There's definitely some differences. I'm kind of excited to see how they grow out. But man, this was like the one fish I've been looking for. So Big Steve is a real one. Like seriously, shout out to Big Steve. I did make a bit of a spectacle because I was like, oh my God, bro. I was so freaking happy. Just a tad jealous. Jorge said, okay, while you're dropping to your knees. I said pause, bro. Come on. This is the guy I was talking about that I got the hill streams to. Audra's bragging. Wait. We have Luke Wang too. And the Steenforts and Lowell's Fish Lab. Oh, please. Big Steve. Listen, Big Steve is going to top all those people. Pause. Okay? Like, his level of success in breeding and stuff is starting to get annoying. And I'm putting out the narrative now, so when it happens, don't surprise. But he's the hottest up-and-coming hobbyist fish breeder and the best breeder of Nanochromis transvestitis in the entire world. So, really, like Lowell, he's making 3D printed egg traps that he's like, you know what, these egg traps, they don't really make that much sense. Look, go do your experiment, auto-inject Daphnia, brine shrimp, whatever. Big Steve is out here. Who else do you say? The Steen, yeah, all these people are cool, man. But I'm telling you, it's Big Steve, never the little one. Audra Myers said, I would geek out to meet any of you humans. Yeah, no, it is fun. And that's why the goal of this club was to focus really hard on the social aspect. So we had a short talk, like less than 1 hour, and we're trying to have it so the talks have like an activity involved. So Aaron gave his talk. It was pretty short. And then we had the materials for doing making your own DIY brine shrimp hatchery, and then it's just talking. We got snacks, and it's not like, oh, we all stop and we're doing the hatchery. It's like people working on the hatchery. They're swapping stuff because everyone has their stuff laid out on tables. So it's kind of at your own pace. You engage with the activity, and it's just really nice to get to just talk with people. So here's Aaron holding one of Big Steve's bags. And I don't know if we got a good shot, but Aaron's costume was a fish nerd, so we had a pair of glasses with tape in the middle. And you can see in the back, this is one of the slides from his talk where you can see the hatching operation with his brine shrimp. One big thing that stood out this meeting was we have some like for the club is relatively new, and we're still building like attendance. But we have some great, like, the swap quality was fantastic this time. Like, not only did we get some new people, but they brought stuff. And, you know, Andrew, Zebra Aquatics, he always comes out with all of his handmade caves and some cool plants. Like, he's growing all sorts of plants. He's got the bulb plants, the red tiger lotus, some nice stuff. These two guys, Matt, Flashing Boulders, on TikTok, invited them. Apparently they all hang out on TikTok. These two guys apparently do live streams on TikTok with like Thompson Aquatics, and they came through. They're a little bit younger. They had all sorts of cool plants. I think I picked up some pearl weed for them. I traded plecos. They had like some sword plants and stuff. He was like, "Oh, you take more, I feel bad." I'm like, "Nah, man, I got plecos." And I was like, "You guys got nice stuff." So like by the end of the swap, people will have bought it. Like, I'll take if you have anything left over. I don't think they had anything left over. I think they traded or sold all of it. So there was good plants. There was some cool fish. The guy from one of the DMV fish, like when people have fish they need to rehome. Like, he ran one of those Facebook pages. He was there, and he just brought a tank with a fish in it just to add to the ambiance. And I was like, I've been saying. So this is Andrew at his table. If you guys... he had a table at the Clash, and he did the aquascaping competition, so some of you might have met him or seen him. And he came here, so he also has some botanicals. So you can see he's got his table here with the different caves. I picked up 2 caves. I picked up 2 of these super thin caves with the pinched off end. I'm hoping that my whiptails are used. And I picked up 1 cave for like a pistos. Right here. So that was nice. Oh, and then he had lotus pods. So I got some of those. I got some lotus pods from him. So I actually haven't used those before. So as you can see, I actually acquired quite a lot of stuff at this event. Yo, what's up? 186 is better late than never. That's true. What's up, Johnny? Johnny said, talking about plants. I need to rescape my playing styles. My playing style, because, oh Lord, I need help. I feel you on that, Johnny. I do. This is our treasurer, Grace, and she was a strawberry, as you can see. And I don't know if I mentioned already in the stream, but we have our meetings in a brewery, so you'll notice that there is some beverages, people buying some beers. Actually, some really nice beers. So we're in the brewery, but we're like kind of in the back from the main front area, but it's a big space. It's a nice environment. Got some couches back here, so pretty casual stuff. Yeah, this is just more people with like, this is Terry with like her some swap items over here. And here's where we get to see some people that you guys might recognize from the chat. Yo, Johnny with another 5. Come on, bro. It's 2 nights in a row. That's like a Netflix subscription. Come on, bro. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you, Johnny. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. Johnny with the 5 W's in the chat for Johnny. I'll get it started off. I appreciate you, man. Hardest working fish stream. I'm doing it for Johnny. Let's go. Let's go. As soon as I get my 4 species limit bred, that 5's going straight to some fish. I see Captain with the W's in the chat. Let's go. Mod in Chief setting a good example. Okay, does anyone know who this individual in the chat is? Oh, Jody, you already spoiled it. Oh my God. Well, what's their username? What's their username? And Johnny said, you cool. I like how you keep it going. I appreciate it, man. If you like it, I love it. That's like one of my favorite sayings now. Steve said, I'm here. SVC, that's right. That's right. Just one more sis. Jesse got it. Well, it's kind of cheating. I mean, you haven't met him. But yeah, this is SVC, our community master craftsman. The one shilling these signs everywhere. Everyone's getting the sign. It's the new hot thing. Okay. This is the man himself. He drove all the way from a little bit more middle of nowhere Maryland. He's got a longer drive. He gave me a bag full of spawning mops. I was supposed to trade a 7-gallon-ish cube tank with him for a bunch of spawning mops, but unfortunately I forgot the cube tank. So I just gave him the 28-gallon low boy that was in the trunk of my car. Which was gonna go to him anyway eventually. But what happened was there was a listing on Facebook Marketplace, and in one of our more local, more focused Discords, the In Our Tanks Discord, we have a Facebook Marketplace channel that I kind of spam listings in, and there was a listing for a 28-gallon low boy. And whoa, what the hell's going on here? You guys got $5 from a couple of fish, and $4.99 from we'll just call it $5 from a Jose. Yo, thank you guys so much. This is like ridiculous, guys. Come on, this is free. You're messing it up. No, I'm joking. No, I really appreciate that. That is wow. Oh my goodness. Hey, I guess I got to keep working, right? Oh my God, I appreciate you guys. Listen, the thing about donating to me, at least you know exactly where the money's going. Let me tell you. This will be relevant when we talk about the BAP plans later. So I appreciate you guys a lot. It means more than you know. SVC said I didn't realize y'all got a picture of me. Yeah. SVC said I made out like a bandit. W's in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Oh my God, Big Steve with 5 in the chat say I followed the crowd. Oh my God, bro. You just bought like hundreds of dollars worth of stuff in Skipper's auctions, man. You're going crazy. Yo. God damn, bro. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Never, what is it? Never required, always appreciated. That Dan says in stream. Seriously, thank you guys so much. YouTube does the 99. No, that actually is wow. I don't really know what to say. Thank you guys. You understand. We're communicating emotionally on a telepathic level. Captain says Big Steve has been blessing Nick this week. Yeah, Big Steve with the fish. Now this, you guys are really, you're doing the most right now. But I appreciate it. But what happened is, before I get to repeating the thanks for 30 hours, because oh my God, Johnny said let's show him I take some love for such streams. Really appreciate it. No, you guys have shown me plenty of appreciation. Thank you. As long as you guys help me cement the hardest working fish stream and you hold me accountable so we keep maintaining that status, that's all the appreciation I need. I need that. That's what I need. I need that stamp for myself so I can say, look, I may not be much, but I got the hardest working fish tube stream. That's what we're going for. But there was a 28-gallon low boy listed on Marketplace for $100 or something, but they said they'd be willing to trade. I happened to be going to Harrisburg, and it was kind of on the way, so I messaged them, and I was like, would you take 10 Hillstream juveniles for the tank? And they said yes. So I made the trade, and I did it because I knew other people around here in the Discord and stuff could use the tank. And SVC, he comes by, and we work on projects together, and I kind of just, bro, he doesn't want me to pay him. I should just pay him, but at the very least, like, we usually trade stuff. So I was like, bruh, I'm going to get this tank, and I kind of have a feeling where it's going. So 10 hill streams, 28-gallon low boy, straight to SBC, and I got some spawning mops. Kind of felt like a win for me. And Johnny, I appreciate you. So let's hit the like button, everyone. You guys have done more than enough. Appreciate you. So yeah, SBC here looking very happy. He picked up quite a few things at the swap. I don't know all what he picked. Chris said my phone is dying. I'll be lurking. Appreciate you. We're doing a beverage watch. We got a sign-in sheet that I forgot to actually sign in on. SVC is going to have to say in the chat all what he picked up. But I kept, at one point I was like, bro, you need a bag? Because he kept like picking up more bags. This is the back of Matt. This is Flashing Boulders. So I guess he's our TikTok ambassador and also the one that went to the GWAPA meeting with me. Steve said, I want to hit unlike. This guy sucks. Oh my gosh. It'd be the ones closest to you that hurt you the hardest. This is the gentleman that I got the hill streams to, and you can see him here working on DIY brine shrimp hatchery. And one thing I really liked about Aaron's talk is he talked about a bunch of different bottles he tested and which ones had the best shape, which was kind of interesting. And he's got the plier cutters for cutting the hanger to hang it. He had a soldering iron for making a hole in the bottle. So you could see people actually very happy to be making... Oh, there's a dartboard? Can we play darts? That looks dangerous. Okay. Yeah, so we had the bottle making stuff. Here he is. Helping out with... Oh, he's got the soldering iron right here. Watch out. Man, watch out. It's hot. He's got stickers on the back of it. Is this your laptop, Aaron? You really got this many stickers on your laptop? You really are a developer. Oh my god. And I like his... So he's got the silicone to the little... doesn't do the 2 CO2 diffuser thing. But he's got a single outlet here. And then you just disconnect. He's got the stiff piping here at the end after the valve. So I think that's kind of a nice way to go about it. Oh, and if you go to any club meetings in the area, you'll recognize these two. They're there, and in the corner, Chad was also there. Chad and Val came through. So this is the guy that runs the BAP program for ACM. This is the one that holds my destiny in his hands, which I have some forms to turn in, actually. SVC said, thanks for your tank. I'm excited to set it up. The bag I'm holding, the pictures, the Maltese I got. Oh, he got the shell dwellers. Also got a bunch of plants. Got some of your yellow shrimp too. There you go. Black Planet said, I need pieces of flare to get through the day. Steve said, a soldering iron is an awesome investment. Smooth holes in everything. And Black Planet said, pause. Steve said, I scored a bunch of stuff for Andrew. Yeah, I heard a lot of people say that they bought caves from Andrew, because I got like 4 caves from Andrew. Some of the 2 gentlemen here, they got some caves from Andrew. I mean, the thing is he's got such an assortment of shapes, and another thing is they're all the darker color. I kind of just like how they look. And also Andrew's just a great guy to talk to. So you're sitting there having a good conversation with them. Oh yeah, let me just either trade or buy something from this table. So people are just hanging out here. This is probably during the talk. And then this is me. This is probably me talking about the competition. Yeah, man, we'll be getting in the gym. Don't worry. Don't worry. What, is this a dolphin in the back? What the hell's going on with the screen? Okay. Oh, this is the table I had my stuff in. I just brought some... I didn't bring too much. I brought like shrimp, some hill streams, some plecos. Because really, I think what people will start to learn to do more is post what they're looking for in the looking for thread. And then you can bring more stuff that people might not already have. But I got the pennywort here, and then I took a ton of Val out of the 40 gallon. I'm trying to get all the Val out of there so we can rescape it. Steve said, yeah, I could talk to Andrew for hours. He's into all sorts of cool shit. 100%. He really is. Really is. So that's why I like the way the meetings are going so far. It's like, we'll do an auction eventually, but like it's kind of nice not having to sit through an auction, because every other meeting you gotta sit through an auction. It's nice with the swap format because one, people can get the amount of money that they want for things. You can haggle, you can trade, you can swap, and also you can just talk about stuff, and there's not that time pressure. So I don't know, so far it's working out. We'll see what we could do, anything we can improve. Here's some of the mops that SVC made me, because you guys know I'm so lazy. I just never get around to it. But now I got so many mops. He made 2 kinds of mops. He made a couple with eyelash yarn, and he made a couple of normal ones. And here you see the Galaris in the bags from Big Steve. So I feel like I made out like a bandit. This is my full haul, I believe. Captain said, I want to hear the story behind the shrimp tank costume. What happened to the acrylic/glass? Okay. Well, in the one Discord, I forget her username, but she's really into isopods. That's the individual. She can always question them. Steve, Captain said to Steve, glass boxes, great bagging. Yeah, Steve has these really wicked bags that are just, they're so taut. Now, with the swaps and stuff, the tautness is really nice. It helps you see into it clear. Sometimes with shipping, I make the bags a little looser on purpose so I can kind of stuff them together a little easier. But the cool thing about these bags is they're super tight, and then they have this check valve. So you seal it up, but then you have this check valve here, and you can just blow the air in, but the air doesn't come out. So then it just lets you perfectly fill it up without having to deal with, like, okay, putting the air in, folding it up, sealing it, you know, that kind of a thing. So yeah, really cool. And Audra said, I love seeing this stuff. I'm glad you appreciate it, man. That's, Audra, you understand what we're doing here. You understand. So back to my whole picture. I think this is most of my haul. So I got this bag. This bag had like a bunch of, it's like a cool little refrigerated bag. I traded a bunch of plants for it and the stuff that was inside it. So it had a bunch of food samplers. There was mostly marine. I've already fed them all. Then I got the seed pods. I got some caves. I got giant baby tears, which I have no idea what that is, but we're gonna see. I got some pearl weed. I killed it last time somehow, but Steve said, and people noticed a nice bag. Very true. That's why I like just heat sealing in general. It does at least stand out to that degree. And then these foam filter pads, which I'll probably use for the breeder box, the hang-on breeder boxes that I've been kind of using as little filters on the side of tanks too. And then of course the Galaris, which I'll pull up a video of. I think I posted one in here. Yep. Here we go. What are you laughing at, Jeff? What's so funny? Jeff Kane in the chat. What's up? What's up? I'm just trying to zoom in my screen capture so you can actually see, because it's not letting me like full screen. I need to get a second monitor in here, honestly. That would make streaming so much easier. I'll do it eventually. But you can see here this little guy, and there's a curious thing with the setup here. Okay, there's a very curious thing going on with the setup. I don't know if you guys noticed the thumbnail is kind of an interesting image, but I'm trying something weird. I wanted to put them in a tank that was mostly about them, so they're in there with Congo Tetras in a 50-gallon, and then just a pair of them, so it's a lot of space. Oh shit, Zebra Aquatics, Andrew, we've been... See, this is why you got to make sure you just talk nice things about people, because they could be watching. Andrew in the chat, the man with the caves, popped in to say, Big Steve's glass boxes. It was great getting to talk to you in person. You got tons of amazing fish and breeding projects. Yep. Big Steve is dope. And the great thing is, and the annoying thing is, he's new to a lot. Like, he just bred his first quarries. There's a lot of things he hasn't bred yet, but he keeps trying stuff. And the thing is, I've tried fish and I've gotten enough to BAP, but he keeps breeding stuff and then he has like a tank full of them. So that's just like a different level of success. So it's something to aspire to for sure. And he's not stingy with like the advice and things like that, so you can always at least try to imitate him, right? Black Planet said, get to road the master breeder. I'm trying to get intel before I go to sleep. It shouldn't be too much longer, man. It shouldn't be too much longer. Come on, man. Don't be so old. It's only 9:55. You're up late all the time. This is not related to the events, but this is just my pair of Aphysimian Gabwins. If you remember, if you're OG, way back, we did a stream where we did a $100 order, or under $100 order, and they were a part of it. And I don't know if you remember, but the female was super skinny for a long time. And you can see now that we've finally gotten her rehabilitated. I got a few fry from them, and the male is looking fantastic. This is, I don't know if it's my top 3 favorite killifish. Aphysimian, Gabwins, and this guy hasn't even grown out his tail extensions all the way yet. I just love it. The blue laser on the top, the yellow socks on the pectorals. Just a really pretty fish. Steve said, Andrew got me blushing. A couple fish said, normal baby tears is H. microthymoides, dwarf is H. calitrichoides. Okay. I'll definitely Google those because I did not know. Did not know. Johnny said, trying to bunch plants, my stem plants. How can I bunch into planting all at once in the aquarium? Mini stems. Aaron said the Gaborans is nice. I slept on them until I had them. Yeah, they're definitely. I still agree with what you said. They are like striatum adjacent, but I do think they have a slightly different appeal. I mean, I think that their fins, their caudal fin when grown out, is pretty different. But so Johnny, I think a couple of fish probably could answer your question better than me. But also, it's my understanding that it kind of looks better if you don't plant them all at once in one giant stem. I think I remember that being feedback about aquascaping with a couple of fish. I don't know. I don't know how you'd have to do a bunch at once. Aaron said, I hated on them because they're too similar and I lost both. That's how I feel about the Sheely Red Dot, although I did randomly find a killifish fry in another tank, and that looks like the only killifish it could be because the coloring that's coming in. So maybe I made one of them. So I don't know. I'm hoping to BAP like 3+ killifish species for the next ACM auction, but I'm gonna have to like hatch brine shrimp every day because some of them will be old enough, but I want to get them bigger, you know. Okay. Let me see. Anything else to catch you guys up on the events? I think that's most of it with the ASCM. Still working with SVC about the online breeder awards program. That's still in the works. Just, you know, want to get it right. But for anyone that's sitting there like, man, I wish I could be more involved in a club, there's none near me. We're working on it. We're working on it. Just gotta kind of get. I'm just became president of this club in person, and I feel like I could be doing a lot better. So let me just get a hold on this, and SVC is gonna lead the charge on the online stuff. Ha! Putting him on the spot. That's right. Everyone blame SVC. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Oh, here's one of the boxes of the hardscape from GWAPA of all the spiderwood. There's quite a lot of spiderwood to choose from, and more of the volcanic rock. Jody's asking if you'll carry puffers in the future. I'm pretty sure Tropical Fish Co. is going to carry everything, judging from their unboxing. They unbox some really cool stuff. That could be a whole stream in itself. Maybe they do 1 or 2 more unboxings. We'll just go through, we'll get the list of fish they have from them. We need a fish list from Tropical Fish Co. of what they're going to have like the next month for the next new arrivals stream. And then we can all get our wish list for when they hit the live on the purchase button. That could be kind of fun. If they're down to give us a list, we'll go through it. Because we need more stuff to Google and look up, man. Sometimes the new arrivals of the week are like a little bit light. This is from the GWAPA. And Steve said, did they say where they got the black lava rock? I have a black lava rock fetish. I'll have to ask Corey. I don't remember. I feel like it was like a Home Depot situation, though, to be honest. So these are some of the plants that were in the GWAPA auction, and I'm going to just try and remember the price range they went for. And then you guys tell me like what you think of the plant in the chat. I'm sure a couple fish will have opinions if they're still around. But let me just get the photo up here. Okay. Yeah. So, here we are. This is some of the bags. So we had Blixa Red. I think this went for like $7, I want to say. 7 or 9. Not many things went above 7 or 9. The Blixa went like 7 or 9. I think this Crypt also was under 9. Cryptocorn, Crispatula, Var, Balasque. All the swords went relatively cheap, like the super big ones that Florida Aquatic Farms or whatever donates usually went cheap. We got the Hygrophila aguea. We got some Ludwigia ovalis. There was a bunch of Ludwigia skeleton, red skeleton, in here. I think 3 bags. Ecuadorus oriental. Of some bags of Swasser Tang. We had a couple of Java ferns and Anubias on lava rock and wood and stuff. Some nice pieces. Johnny Best said Fire Rice from LRB Aquatics and some Tangerine Tiger won an auction from Max Aquatics coming soon. Very nice, very nice. Congratulations, sir. Audra said, Jesse, do you have a website or sell on a platform of some sort? I know, man. I know. We're always... I'm hounding him for the website. He does post fish lists sometimes in the Discord and on his Facebook page. But yes, the website one day will be accurate, and then we'll all order. But until then, I'll try and get a updated fish list from him every time we do the new arrivals thing, so we can go over that. This was an interesting one. I think it's Ludwigia inclinata white, which kind of looks interesting. Probably one of those like CO2 to be really white. The way that the Hygrophila corymbosa variegata, so some variegated things potentially. Anubias nancon, giant willow moss, these big ass swords. I just think no one had tanks big enough for them. Echidorus Osiris, and I can't read what this is over here, but it's that bulb plant with the crinkly leaves. I can't remember the name of it. Jesse said, I mean, for what's on it, it's accurate. Most current stock list is on Facebook. And Luis, what's up, Luis? Popping in and say, yes, the inclinata is only white with CO2. There you go. So it's not a plant for me. Okay. If it needs CO2, it's a plant that I can't do. I did pick up a bag of crystal shrimp. It was 10 for $15. I think the other one went for 15 too. Wasn't a lot of livestock, people. Corey did snap this photo of me working on the tanks. I think Alan was next to me. He goes to PVAS. If you're into PVAS, I think you might recognize him. And here I am. I got the black diamond. I'm working on placing the rocks perfectly with precision. Okay. And Steve said, damn! It's that fish list, right? Oh, the 10 crystals for 15? Yeah. Also, not going to go into it because I do want to talk about breeding updates and strategy if Aaron is still here. If he's not, then I'll take my sweet old time. But, you know. Actually, I've been having a very productive day in the fish room today. So I'm kind of like itching to get back to a couple of things. I also have to reset like all my Bluetooth stuff because they changed the Wi-Fi, and I don't know, something's up with them. I need to fix them. I need to fix them really badly, actually, to the point where I completely lost track of what the hell I was doing. What was I doing? I was going to the BAP stuff, but then I was talking about something else. Okay, let me look in the chat. The geos I got in look cool. Geophagus, very nice. Okay. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So just for upcoming events and auctions, I was gonna do a quick, we're not gonna look at the auction really, but I just wanted to do a quick note about a notable one coming up. The James River Aquatic Society. Their fall all-day auction is the 25th. I don't think I'm going to make the drive, but at the same time, you never know. Check it out. I'll put the link in the chat, although you need a My Group Auctions account and all sorts of stuff, so it probably won't work unless you've already got it set up for JRAS. But there's going to be some cool stuff in it. So they got the wild caught discus again. And because of the red crystal shrimp we just mentioned, I was reminded that Caridina breeder put in a bunch of lots of those crystal shrimp in here, like a bunch. So we're already past 10 pages. So looks like a bunch of shrimp. We got 2 lots of 13 black Caridina shrimp. Okay. Man, maybe I want to try and find a way to go to this. I don't know. I have so much to do, but it could be fun. Maybe I can make space. We'll find out. I think there's some other lots. One second. I just want to go over. 'Cause some of the people that came to the most recent meeting, they're like, where can we get Caridina? They hadn't been to a fish meeting before. And I was like, JRAS is going to have some. So at least 2 lots. I'm pretty sure there's more, but I don't want to go through it right now with everyone. Okay. So, breeding projects and BAP and all that stuff, all those updates, like, I haven't really talked about my breeding projects a lot recently because there's just been a lot going on, and I've also had a lot of failures in the fish room. So I lost a whole tank of rainbow shiners and my blue neon rasbor, and that's like the main failure, honestly, but it was pretty upsetting. The shiners had just started really looking nice, and yeah, I was pretty sad about that. But we got to get back on our feet. We got to build up. You know, ever since my male pike jumped. I mean, I still have all those kids, but ever since the male pike jumped, I've definitely been feeling pretty bad about my fish keeping abilities and just progress in general. So I've been working really hard to try and shuffle fish around, get more species tanks, get some breeder community setups dialed in more, and just like get more efficient. Because I have people like Big Steve, they have less tanks than me, they have less gallons than me, and they breed way more, you know? So I got to work on my efficiency and also just my goals. My goals up to this point has been more learning and keeping fish while trying to breed them. Now I want to breed them while still enjoying them in tanks that look nice and don't look like breeding tanks. So I've been working on that a lot in the room, and one of the reasons I haven't talked about breeding a bunch has just been I've been kind of like down about the whole thing. But I'm starting to feel a lot better, as I'll get into why. But let's look at the BAP standings as they are now, okay? Jose said just put a message there, did not show. Okay. Steve said, I'd like to know the difference between Damon and Satanoperca. They look the same to me. Oh, the Geophagus. Okay, you guys are having. Steve said, I don't have goals. I just feed the shit out of everyone and deal with what I find with. Well, some of us, I need goals. I need goals to keep me moving. So my goals have shifted. I want to breed more things. I want to be a better fish keeper. And I think definitely feeding stuff, getting my live cultures more consistent and feeding more live stuff will probably solve a lot of issues. Johnny says, what's it we need to know that the master breeder knows? You gotta ask Big Steve. But this is the standings of the BAP right now. So right now, Aaron is in the lead with 320 points. I'm here with 260 points, and Val is in second with 275 points. Now, I think there's 2 more auctions we can submit to BAP, but honestly, this upcoming auction is going to be my main opportunity to make up some space, okay? And the gap is closed. There was a 100-point gap before, and remember, for each article they write, they're getting 10 points. I've written 0 articles, okay? And I want to get the 30 species this year as well. Johnny said, Big Steve, I enjoy your content. Yo, Steve has a lot of really cool fish stuff in the shorts. Jose said, I'm putting my email, seems to block the message. Yeah, I think it doesn't let like things like that in there for some reason. Maybe throw it in the Discord. Oh, Jody, someone say Jody's going to sleep. Night, Jody. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. All right. So I know what you're thinking. It seems like an insurmountable hill, but I think we're still going to pull in the front. There's a lot of stuff we haven't bapped yet, and there's a lot of stuff that I could bap by then or by the end of the year. So we're going to go over some things, okay? So right now Aaron has 320 points. Of course, he's going to bap more stuff, so we probably just need to get as many points as possible because it's not like it's going to stay there. But there's some pretty nice stuff going for us at the moment. Steve said, Macrostoma are our goal. I added leaves. We'll see, but that's about it. Cheryl said, fingers crossed for you, Steve. Might have a lot of growing to do before we get there. Yeah, that would be a cool one. All right. Here we go. No, I need a big calculator for this, okay? So the road the road to master breeder and the road to winning are two different things. I don't think we're gonna hit master breeder this year because it involves. I just don't think it's. We can try and make progress there, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Most likely, okay. But we can win breeder of the year. We can do that, and we'll go up in rank. We're not going to stay at whatever breeder level we're at, so we won't be master breeder, but we'll go up to something a bit more nice, and then we can hit master breeder next year easily, like done. You know, they don't award them till the end of the year, so we probably have to wait on that. But like, we can qualify for master breeder next year. That's going to be easy. What I want to focus on is winning breeder of the year. Steve said, I'm going to join next year. Oh, man. Black Pine said, where's Chad is breeder of the year, most species and more points? We can look at the BAP rules and just determine that, since he did go through the effort of making the rules. How many species and points are... So for this program, and remember, every club has their own breeder program. Yeah, if Steve entered a competition, that'd be some tough. So, to get Master Breeder, you need 600 points. So this includes the points, whatever points we got last year, plus 10 completed classes, and must include at least 2 second-generation spawnings for any category. I think we're going to hit the points. I think that we'll hit the 2 second... We've already hit the 2 second-generation spawnings. But I don't think we're going to be able to close some of the classes. Like, I don't know if we're going to close Rainbow Fish, Cherisons, and Cyprinids. Those are the main ones that I would have to close to make it this year. And I guess Rift Lake as well. Luis said, alright, what fish do you need? I got Sephrons, will build by a Savini borrow breeder program. I could help. I mean, I like how you're talking. I will say, so if there is another auction in December, this opens up a chance, a bigger chance, which is why I'm thinking about the auction this Sunday, because I'm considering finding a way to fit more tanks in here, get another rack, and then I can hit this. So we'll here are the classes that I'm going to close easily. Live Bearers, easy. Anabantoids, I think I can do just with betas and maybe like one more Garami. Aaron said South American's going to be a struggle for me. I know. The New World cichlids, I just need to get some more pistos to breed. The Allen Cure have been laying eggs a bunch, but I think I need to feed them more live food to get more eggs. And same for all these cichlids, I think would be doable. I just would need to acquire fish of these categories, which the New World, I have, let's see, I have 2 other pistos right now. So I would need to get a couple more kinds of pistos. I'm trying to think what other ones count as New World. Cherokins, we actually could potentially close. I think I have 5 species of Tetros. But it's just about, again, my efficiency. So for instance, today I finally did some stuff I've been meaning to do for a while, and I collected a bunch of eggs from my Daniel Kyathit. So I think I collected like 40 eggs. Now we'll see if we get them to hatch or whatever. But that's like something I could have done at any point in time, really, in the last few weeks, but I just hadn't gotten myself around to doing it. So that's one Cyprinid right there, right? Luis said, trade your content for the shop. I'll start conditioning them tomorrow. I might have a busy weekend, man. Well, I'll text you. We might have to do something. Jesse said, Nick, buy one of the ones at the Clash. Will sell cheap. Makes it easy for you to build too. Wait, you still have those racks? Oh. Might be onto something there. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, well, we'll talk. I have some people to talk to. I can do South American cichlids all day as a damn Daniel. So there's a couple things that I think are gonna help with my. Well, I didn't know if you put the racks into use, but okay, that might actually. We'll have to see. That might actually help. But there's a couple things with the South Americans. So there's a few I just had that issue with, like, them, breathing heavily, fading, that kind of a thing. If you have someone conditioning fish for you, I'm going to file their charges. Okay, I'm not asking one to condition fish for you, but if the fish store is feeding them already, I can't really stop that. But I think that's a big thing. I need to be feeding more live stuff. I have been feeding more Daphnia and things like that, so I have been improving. The South Americans, I don't know what the issue is, my mystery illness. I've decided that it's just something that it's not. I don't think any medication or anything. I'm focusing on stress and things like that because, I don't know. Some fish like the rams, people just have problems with, depending on where you get them from. So it honestly is probably just something like that with some of the South Americans I've gotten. But there's one thing I think is going to help. John in the Discord has been talking about this. It's the Rubios tea. He's had great success, and it's basically, the same concept of putting leaves in with all the humic acids and things like that. He's had great success with some things that kind of are like the issues I've had, and using this tea, and it's helped with some medical things, but also it seems to have gotten like his nanochromis and things spawning. So I think this is going to be something important for the South Americans, so we might be able to close that out. The Cherokins, yeah, if I can get like a bunch of tetras going, I have enough tetras technically, so if I feed them really well, I get all my traps, then we could be good on that. So cyprinids, the barbs are a cyprinid. Steve said, I'll sell you my water. Shut the fuck up. So honestly, I think the ones that the cyprinids and the egg scatterers, I think have been just me not having time to set things up right and overthinking. How the convicts I'm doing trading you? That's a good reminder. I have them in a 40-gallon right now. They're doing well. Shirley said, I want to do BAP in my local club, but I had no idea how to do it. You just gotta check out the is Chad's email on here somewhere? I don't know. Find someone that's running a BAP program and ask them. And ask them. Autos, a couple of my customers had luck with autos depositing in the water coming out of the hang-on backs. They lay a few eggs. Okay, that could be a great one. I like what, yeah, no, this stuff does get me excited. So I think the ones that are going to be hardest for me to just if I can get the New World cichlids and the Rift Lake. Because the Rift Lakes, it's like a water thing. Okay, I have softer water. Okay, Scotty's catching up on double time. Good luck, Scotty. But then also, it's just getting them at the right size where I could even spawn them in time. I feel like with the tetras and some of the cyprinids, we could technically get there. But it's just going to be a lot of work. Okay, so hitting Master Breeder this year would be pretty hard. Not impossible. If there's an auction in December, then it is possible. If the last auction is the one coming up, then it's probably not possible, but we could hit it beginning of next year. I mean, I still want to breed all this stuff anyway, because I'm not buying things that I want to just breed for BAP and then just stop breeding. I want to buy things I'm going to keep breeding and keep. Most of the things I BAP'd, I still have. Most of them. Some of them I don't. And usually it's not because I got rid of them. Now, when I finally get rid of my last Senatoka Dodorai, that'll be because I hate that fish. But that's a whole other story. Johnny said, I'd like to breed harder species like Miami Tempters and Phoenix Reservoirs and Autosynclus. I've had for years and no success. I'm with you. I'd love to do the Phoenix Reservoirs. I got Yellowfin Tetras making babies if you want. Luis, we can't let our collusion be this open. Hold up. Also, then there's extra pressure, because then if I get these fish are already doing it and then I fail, then it really exposes helicopter. I feel like I've already done that though. But okay, this is let's go into the standing as things are right now. Okay, let's see where we're standing. Aaron said, I started thinking I only want the bad things I want to keep, but I can't get the master like that. Not enough tanks. Not enough tanks, but also you're just pickier than I am. You really want to stick with the West African tanks a lot more than I do. Okay, so the BAP, and we're gonna need a calculator up on the screen. Okay, we're gonna need a different level of production for this. We're gonna need a different level of production for this. Hold up. Maven said, I'm just the opposite. I want to get the breeding of a species down until I'm consistently successful. Well, that's another thing. You don't want to do more than you have capacity for, which is why I'm not getting any new species until I get a few more egg scatterer fry, 4 more species of egg scatterer fry. But it's also just a way to enable my addiction. So, I mean, there's a little bit of that too. Like, come on. Let's be real. There's a little bit of that. But it's fine. It's totally fine. Give me 1 second. I'm just getting this calculator on the screen here. Okay. This is getting ridiculous. But that's what I gotta do. New fish is always fun though. Yeah. Maven said that's a personal gripe I have about BAP in general. Getting half a dozen fish is not hard. Actually maintaining a fish is long term though. I think when we do get the online BAP program going, like there does need to be more incentives to like have multiple generations and things like that. I agree. I definitely agree. Okay, so let's figure out where we're standing. I want someone to breed my Nanochromis Telogelsi. They're so pretty. They are pretty. The only reason why I haven't bought them yet is because the ones in London town always look beat up. Like, they seem like they're meaner than some of the other Nanochromis. So when I looked up stuff about them, it seems like they are potentially a little meaner. But the Nanochromis are pretty cool, so I could see myself eventually. But I'm already stuck with these Bonitochromis, and they're a pain in the ass. So it is what it is. Okay. Where we stand now. Before we figure out the master breeder thing, let's get the points right. So, wrestling half-beak. I think we're going to have those. I got some fry growing out. I need to find 2 more, but I think I got 2 more in there. I just need to catch them. I'm pretty sure we got the wrestling half-beaks. That's going to be 15 points. Okay. Oh, 1 second. 15. All right. That we're starting off strong. That's a pretty cool one. I'll show a photo of some of the half-beaks. Honestly, I think they look better from the top than most rice fish. I'm not gonna lie. They're very sparkly. Maven said, I get that. I want to do it until it becomes routine. And yeah. I hear you. I definitely hear you. All right. And this we're gonna do the list for what we think we can do by the end of the year. So if there's an auction in December, which I believe there is. But regardless, most of these I think I'll be able to do next meeting. All right, 15 for these. Perfect. Okay, next, let me see what's going on. Chad confirmed we can submit in December and November. Okay, perfect. Then this is just going to be what I think I can do by the end of the year. Because some things, if I can do it by the end of the year, then I won't need to rush, you know? All right, so I think I could probably do Danio. I'm probably going to do 2 more Danios. I'm going to pick up another Danio. I think we'd do 2 more Danios. So let's just say plus 10 for the 2 Danios. Bear Brown Brandon, what's up? You need that 30 days old though? Well, some of these I have fry of already. But if I pick up a bunch this weekend, they'll be 30 days old by December. Oh man. Calling Brandon bootylicious is still just, oh my god, bro. Oh my god. All right. Let's see. Okay, Epistogramma. I'm hoping I can get another Epistogramma because the Agizia have been laying eggs a bunch, and some might have fry now. I don't know. They might have fry. By the end of the year, if they're not dead, I think we'll have fry from them. So let's do another Epistogramma plus 10. Similarly, the Nanochromis Perilius, they laid some eggs and they got wigglers, but I think it wasn't enough eggs for them, so I think they ate them because there's only like 2, which understandable. But they've been going at it pretty consistently. I think by the end of the year, if they don't fry now, they will by the next 2 weeks. So I'm pretty confident on that. So I'll put another 50. Oops, I did 15 plus 10 plus 1,015. 1 second. 15 plus 10. Okay, this is for the Episto, and then for the Nanochromis plus 15. Okay, I've been forgetting to hit live chat lately. I know, dude. Me too. I got another guppy to BAP, the Japan Blue Double Swords. Look, every little bit counts. It's only 5 points, but that's another one, plus 5. I got second gen of the Peacock Gudgeons. That's another plus 5. I could do second gen of all the shrimp, but I'm not going to list all the shrimp right now because that's kind of ridiculous. But we could if that's what it comes to. We could. Brandon said I've been trying to straighten out the fish room. Yep, I've been trying to do that today. That's another reason I've been streaming as long, because I've just been working more in the fish room at night. I think we should be able to have the beta 4-shi by the end of the year. They were in the store trying to deposit eggs in each other's mouths, and I just moved them to a 20 high a few days ago, where it's just them and some rainbow fish, some Gertrude. So I think we'll get some, unless they just inexplicably die. I think we should be able to do these. That'll be 20. But they could be holding now. I don't know. First time anyone has seen my fish tanks in person. Excited to nerd out. Oh, that's exciting. Nick Hardwater's coming Saturday to film. Nice. That'll be fun. That'll be very fun. The last few weeks, been getting a bunch of stir-by eggs, like a ton of stir-by eggs. They've been laying eggs a bunch. So if at least some of those hatch, and I threw them in a bunch of Swasser tanks, so we'll see how the fry hop out. But should be able to, because I had some fry a couple months ago or whatever, and I think I killed them overfeeding microworms or something weird. The fry just, like, I think I overdid it. But yeah, so the stir-by should finally come through. That's another 15. Then, as we talked before, the Histatus should be able to come through. That's another 15. I got some fry that are pretty big now. They have, like, the diamond on their tail, and they're starting to come out. So they're not even fry anymore. Luis said ninja babies. I want to see ninja babies. Yeah, that would be cool. Now I got them in a better tank all to themselves. I can appreciate them more. And their colors have been really nice. That's a nice beta. And it's a little bit bigger than, like, the Alba Marginata too. So it has a bit more of an effect visually. Okay. Let's see what we're doing here. Where's SVC been? I feel like I haven't seen him in forever. He was in the chat, man. SVC been around. Don't do him like that. Okay. I'm not rushing the Congo Tetras, so I might grow some fry out longer. But I've been getting good eggs. And they've been going through the motions and stuff. So those, I've been putting that on the list for a while, but I keep fucking up. Those ones should finally come through. It'll be 20, right? Yeah. Yeah, 20. Breed some, at least, yeah. If I can get my hands on some. If I go and buy this rack from Jesse, maybe I'll buy some of those Tetras I didn't get last time, because I think he has some of these. So maybe I'll have a very busy weekend. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Let me focus. I gotta think. Let me go to the killifish, because that's gonna be easier for me to remember off the top. Oh, we haven't bapped the African banded barbs yet. I have a bunch of those still. So Barbus, that's 10. Luis said, I think another male pumpkin betta is holding at the shop. Like, I want to take the pair home. If I just use, yeah, come on, man, take them home. Breed them for your shop. Let's do it. Oh, I'm definitely buying some CPDs in the next, like, 4 days. So we'll have CPDs by the end of the month that are 30 days old. By the end of the year, they're 30 days old. And yeah, I agree. CPD should not be 15 points. It's absurd. Like they're above the barbs. It don't make any sense. Like it really don't. I mean, it really doesn't make any sense. I don't know why the African band and barbs are only 10 and the CPDs are 15. I think that's bullshit. But I'll have to talk to Chad about it. Okay. Let me think. Oh, I was going to do the Achilles. Okay, the Achilles actually are going to come through. So, I have a Rivulus, the Rivulus Purge, I believe. Yeah, the Rivulus, and I think those are 15. Where are the Rivulus on here? Rivulus. I only see 2 specific species. I don't know if I'm on an old version. But let's just say, for now, just to be safe, let's just say the Rivulus are at least going to be 10 points. Okay. Then we do have a Fungulus. So that's 15. We got the Fungulus Singulatus 3 Mile Creek. That'll be 15 when we do those. I have some that have been getting bigger. I might wait till they're bigger so they have more of an effect. So I might wait till the end of the year for those. Lampworthy's Tanganica seems like they would be easy. Do you think the Tanganican Achilles would be easy? Maybe I hit up Small World, see how much they'll charge me for some that are older. Maybe like $100 for pairs, something. I don't know. I could hit up Small World and ask. Or do a trade. I have a bunch of wild betas. Maybe they'll take some wild betas for some Tanganicans, but Nothos are easy, just take a long ass time. Well, that's the one that's coming through. So we do have a Nothobranchius that I got from Aaron, actually. So that's going to be 20. That's going to take a long time. I do have the Australibus and a Negaprinus that I have some eggs incubating now for. Technically, they could be done by the end of the year, but it's kind of pushing it. But it's possible. It's not totally impossible. I'm not going to put it on the list, though. And are these ones a care species? I should have made the minimum on that of 50. Yeah, they're a really nice killie. Can you put the name of them? I always forget how to spell the name of the Northo. Oh, so that's 25. So we'll put +5 because it's the cares. Okay. I've had Moema spawn as they were being poured out of the bag after being in transit for 3 days. Wow. Okay, Northobranchius Corthals. Yeah. Very pretty killie. Nice and red. Small. I'm glad I have like 10 plus fry from them for my first pour. They're growing very fast. I put them in one of the isopod tanks with Daphnia in it, so they've been feasting constantly. And I thought I was gonna fumble these because I had a pair that, and then I got my first pair and the male just disappeared, and then I had some females from some eggs I'd bought, and it's just I was really struggling, so I thought I was gonna mess it up, but I actually got fry from them, so I'm pretty happy about that. Physical Keeping said high-low pan checks are cool. These like a little yeah, there's one of these ones that it's like got a red line on it. I don't think it's this species, but I want to get more into the lamp eyes. So I don't think my Yabasi red Procatopus are going to be ready. They're just taking... I think they're now at the size where they could be laying eggs, but they like just got there. So I don't think that's going to be ready. But okay. I think... Oh, we should have the Aphysemian Gabawins. So that's 10. That's 10. Okay. What other killies? Oh! The native one. Lucania Goodie. Are they down here in other or something? Blue. Oh, they're there. They're right underneath killifish, and I just didn't see it. So that's another 10. I have a bunch of. I thought that I was kind of like neglecting them, not like really focusing, but they were doing the thing the whole time. So that's another 10. I got those. I got those for sure. Okay. Yeah, the pan checks are cool. Are there no 5-point fish? There are 5-point fish. Just there's no 5-point killifish, I don't think. But there are 5-point fish. Like guppies are 5 points. That's another thing. So when we do the eventual online BAP situation, I want to add more point categories. Like I think there should be more 5-point fish. But I also think there should be like it should go up to like 30 points or something. Like I think you need more than 4 classes. You know what I mean? Like there should be a fish. There should be like a 50-point where it's like fish that are like actually impossible or, you know, that have never been bred before. That kind of thing. Just to things that, you know, just to encourage people to challenge themselves, or at least just properly differentiate. Like some of the 20-point fish are not as hard as the other ones. You know what I mean? Like the Beta alba marginata is a 20-point fish. That was extremely easy to breed, you know, compared to some of the other ones. But that's the fun thing about making these programs is the normal fish keeper makes them and you work on it over time. Black Pine said for sure never bred in brackish should be more. Yeah, if it's brackish, it should be like an extra 5 or something like the cares. Like we should have more things like cares gives a +5 to the point. So even if like the base points is the same, like if it has like somebody like, oh, brackish, that's an extra 3 points. You know what I mean? Johnny with another 5. That's 2 5s in one stream, bro. Thank you so much. Oh my god, it's crazy. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Hardest working fish stream for Johnny. Johnny's employed me at this point. Amanos and stuff should be 40 at least. Yeah. What are Amanos at least 20? Yeah, Amanos are 20. Well, that's what I'm saying. I think that you could add more point categories because some things, like if a nearite snail and an Amano shrimp both, I could see being higher. And then like the Caridina could then move up and be 20. You know what I mean? Because over here it has the Vivipara genera snails. Like it has all these snails in 5. Like, I don't know, maybe differentiate a little bit. Chai said you keep me going. Hey man, we're all working to keep going together, you know what I mean? If we even get second in a breeder thing, it'll be in big part because of the stream holding me accountable. Gotta get to work. Oh, I forgot about the pikes, the dwarf pikes. I haven't added those yet. So that's gonna be, they're smaller, so it's annoying. The ones that are more than 10 inches are 20 points, and the ones that are less than 10 inches are 15 points. But we got the Wallensia Regina, I think it is. It was previously Crinicula Regina Tapajos. But I got a bunch of, I still have at least 30 now, I guess, juveniles. I don't know at what point they're not fry anymore, but you can actually see them and they're swimming around. I still have at least 30 of those, so we'll BAP those this next meeting. That's 15. Catch all genera like Caridina being listed high seems. Catch all genera like Caridina, yeah. But to give Chad some credit, he's making this thing by himself, and you know, I think it's open to change. So I think there's a feedback for him. I'll have to remember some of this and put it in there for next year. But you could break up the Caridina quite a lot because there's a big difference in how hard some of them are to breed. So I agree. But I mean, with how many species you have to sort and stuff, I don't know that I would do a much better job. Well, I know that I wouldn't actually. Okay, what are we at right now? Yeah, equals. Can I get equals? Hello? Hello? Okay. So in theory, by the end of the year, we could get another 260 points. Zebra Aquatic said we need to petition them to change the points for Amano Shrimp by babies or 5-day. They're already at 20. So you want them, what, change it to like 3,000 so you can just submit them and win immediately. But yeah, message retracted. The secret Amano project. I said nothing. Okay, what am I forgetting? I mean, an extra 260 points if this theoretical list was actually completed. Peacock Gudgeons were 20? I think so. I think they're just under other fish. I have done those. I have bapped those, though. I technically haven't bapped the Fundula Panchex Gardner IP82s or the golds. So I have so few, I'm probably not going to bap them until I get my numbers up a bit more. They were the last other fish, yeah. Just an extra 5 points? Okay. Sure. But I feel like 260, we're less than 100 behind. So if we got 260 more points, I think that would put on the pressure enough. I feel like we might be able to make it with that. But that being said, if I do some trips this weekend, if I pick up some more fish, if I get this rack or whatever, some tanks, whatever, I don't know that we complete Master Breeder, but we definitely have a fun time and have a lot of things to talk about on stream. We definitely be doing some tank setup streams and stuff for sure. Definitely for sure. But there's probably a few more I could add to the list. But I think this is probably the most realistic. This is the most realistic list for now. Which club generates the most BAP entries? I'm not sure. ACM is newer, so the club is only like 2-ish years old. So I assume other clubs like PVAS and ACLC probably have more BAP. I feel like at the Clash there was a good amount of the PA clubs that had BAP entries. But the big thing is the ACM auction is giving a 85% split to sellers, which will be nice. I'll be honest. There'll be a point where I'm like, man, the 30% split is becoming increasingly harder to take. And the 15% split might spoil me. I might not ever be able to go back. It's just like looking at, it's not even like, oh, I want to make more money. It's just psychologically when you look at like your report and it's like $300 and then it goes down to like $200 after the cut, you're like, damn, I just had $100 taken away from me. That's what it feels like. You know what I mean? The percentages, it's like the better you do in the auction, the more the percentage hurts. The more the percentage hurts for sure. ACM November Mega Plant Auction. So yeah, they're doing an 85% cut for members. So the club only gets 15. And because they're already marketing it to be like an extra big auction, there's already stuff listed. People are listing stuff early. So like Mandy's bapping these killies that are from the line that won first place at the Clash. Like we got some Volcanum. Like we got from Mandy. We got a bunch of stuff that like has never been in the auction before. Like Mandy don't really be submitting fish like that. So it seems like, okay, Val's putting some Aspidors. $20 minimum. Good for you, Val. Good for you. Val has been done dirty the most by the auctions recently, so. We got some Cubaris rubber duckies in here with the $15 minimum. Okay, people are catching on to the minimums a bit more. I respect it. So yeah. Steve said that's how some percentages work. So yeah, Steve, I understand. Brian, I just became a grandfather to your Ocean Blues yesterday, Johnny said. Yeah. Jesse said one bag auctions are the best. I agree. So my thing on the percentages is, if you say, oh, I want to make more money off the auctions, then the natural response, even for someone like me, is, well, the club auctions aren't really for making money, like, blah, blah, blah. But then it does reach a point, sometimes where it's like, okay, but like, what is? I'm not a fan of donating money to things just because they're a nonprofit. Like, I actually want my money to accomplish something. So like, if you get to a point where the cut the club's getting from you is regularly like $100 a month, or someone like the guy at the Clash that had like the $400 bags, like multiple of them, like the cut from him was probably five. Now that's to the Keystone Clash, so that is obviously something worth having the cut go to. Uh, but that's where it's like, oh wait, what is my money actually being used for? Then the percentage also is, it's like, but my money's like going to nothing, you know. Steve said, I can't compete with her, but I'm willing to lose to you guys. I'm willing to lose to you guys, but is Mandy going to come last month and enter 9 million points? I'll be honest. I don't know. I mean, I've never, Mandy doesn't, she does not submit a lot of fish. I don't know how many fish Mandy really breeds. It feels like she's more focused on plants. All the stuff they're doing with like adopting fish and all this kind of things, like I don't know if she's had time to really breed stuff herself. So I mean, it's not impossible, but I mean, I've never seen it. Sometimes for the auctions that are bigger, where like a more competitive bidding environment is expected, you'll see her submit more fish. But I mean, there are times like when a plant's going too low, she bids on it to buy it back for herself because she's like, oh, it's going too low. So like, I don't think that she's wanting, if she is breeding stuff, I don't think she's wanting to sacrifice it to every single auction, which I'm the same way. Johnny said 13 likes and 24 viewers. Come on, sure this I'm watching, Johnny, but I'm not liking it, so no like from me. Yes, smash the dislike button then. But yeah, if you just scroll through like the history, like it's mostly plants. So I think that's where her focus is. And also, I'm pretty sure she posted about starting a nursery, so it kind of makes sense she'd be more focused on plants. I think Hap is definitely in the bag for Mandy this year, it seems. I'd say that. But Fish to Keeping said, hate watchers are the most loyal viewers. 100%. 100%. That's why as soon as I identify any haters, like in my live streams, I'll just submit subtle things that I know will trigger them, because I gotta keep them watching. You know what I mean? So for all the Scud lovers out there, just another reminder that Scuds are the worst aquarium inhabitant on the planet, and you love a monster. See? Steve said, that's why I'm here. Johnny said, surely professional poor person. The moneyless maven. Yeah, that's kind of the state of the BAP. Now, here's the thing. So the JRAS, the all-day auction, here's kind of the factors in me going. So I guess we may as well look at a few auction items. That's one factor. But another thing is, they're just so far from me. Okay, like I'd rather drive to Luis's store than drive this far and then sit in an auction for a billion hours. So it's a 2-hour and 20-minute drive for me. Okay, if I were to go to Jesse or Luis's store, well, Luis's store is like a 3-hour drive for me. But still, I'm driving 3 hours. I'm there. I'm at the store. I'm doing whatever. If I drive to JRAS, I'm sitting in an all-day auction. Also, it's 2 hours. It's at 9 a.m., so I got to leave at like 7 a.m. If I want to take stuff, I got to bag it the night before, like wake up at 5 a.m. And then my whole entire weekend is toast. So, I don't know. Like, there's some cool stuff in here. There's some cool stuff enough where I want to drive that far. Like, look at this. One of the dwarf centipede knifefish is in here. The Hypophagus lecturus. Those are pretty cool. They've been popping up more and more. Jeff said, I think the trolls are the most loyal viewers. I could see them having some competition. There's some cool books in here. Some cool books. I like having trolls. It gives more back and forth. Like, I don't have to come up with things to say. You know what I mean? I can just respond. There's going to be a ton of shrimp Like this Click and Fish store donated a bunch of shrimp, some marble angelfish. I don't know how well attended their all day auctions generally are. I haven't been there before, but if they do are they doing dry goods in the actual auction? Because they're doing dry goods in the actual auction. This is gonna be a long auction. At least with PVAS, they got the tag sale for the dry goods. Ooh, corridors, Agazii. I actually just got a group of 6 of these. I wouldn't mind picking up more. They're cool, white-bodied Cory with the black spots. Corridors, Pygmaeus, Wild-Caught Peru, some Wild-Caught Pygmy Cory, sure. There's a lot of plants. I'm honestly sick of plants. I'm sick of plants. There's too many plants, okay? We need less plants. Look at all this Anubias. Disgusting. Who needs it? Well, okay, the Salvinia especially. Floating plants. We need a 2-lot limit on floating plants for all sellers. I could like let me let the red root floaters grow out a bit. I could do 20 bags of them. Shirley said Agazizi. Oh wait, Agazizi. Yeah, Agazizi. Yeah, sure. We got some tetras though. Some lemon tetras, some scissor tails. Daniel alboliniatus from Jungle Aquatics, some places I haven't heard of. Some ember tetras, albino plecos, some long fin white clouds. Those are nice. Okay, we got some more dry good stuff. We got the emerald rasboras, brilliant rasboras, bloodfin tetras, red pencilfish, more Daniel alboliniatus. Dry goods. Ooh, Sarah stuff. I love Sarah. If I don't have any lots, I just throw in hornwort bags and do donation lots. Yeah. That's the plants are a good thing to go to if you don't feel like that's what I did for PVAS and it worked because a lot of the fish went cheap, but then like plants were being bid up, you know. So it does benefit to know what people are looking for in certain areas because like I kind of knew at PVAS I was like some of the fish I'm breeding aren't gonna necessarily go crazy to where it's worth my time to catch them all because I was also running late as always, so I had to choose wisely with what I took, and I was like let me just bag a bunch of like guppy grass and stuff. Well, the guppy grass went for $12 a bag. I was like this is fantastic. And yeah, fish to keeping. So bags of guppy grass were going for 15 to 20 at the Clash. And the thing about that is with guppy grass is that they don't. There's some things like red root floaters and guppy grass that like a lot of LFSs don't have. So like guppy grass for whatever reason, most LFSs seem to not carry it. So I think that's part of why you'll see it go. And then also it's a more like well-known plant name. It's a more hyped. It's got the guppy in it. Like, oh, beginner friendly is one of those. So that's part of it. But also it's something that legitimately, maybe if you're going to the auction, you don't do them often. Maybe you haven't had a chance to buy it. You haven't bought it online. You know what I mean? We got some Cardinalis tissue cultures. Steve said another Nanochromaston. God damn it, Steve. Jesus Christ. Best Nanochromas transvestitis spawner in the world in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. We got a billion Repens tissue cultures. We got, oh my god, there's like 10 Tropica Anubias barteri nano tissue cultures. So, I mean, if you're into plants, this might be the auction to go. There's just so many lots of plants. Unless there's like a billion people at this auction, some of these are going to go cheap. Rotala indica bonsai. My god. Fish to keep me said my bee shanoids were spawning earlier. Very nice. Very nice. Tropica mericthinum. Houtonia palistris tissue culture. Rotala macandra. This JRAS, I'm going to try and send a proxy my sister in Richmond. Yeah, this is JRAS. Part of me kind of wants to go, but like, part of me kind of wants to go just because, we enjoy this kind of stuff. But 4 hours of driving in one day plus sitting in an all-day auction sounds like me wanting to kill myself. Also, is this on a Saturday or on a Sunday? Because if it's on a Sunday, then it's even more like, god damn it. Okay, it is on Saturday at least. It is on Saturday. But still, that's an entire Saturday just burned. It's nice seeing my fish like once a month and they're spawning. At least you know, you're an absentee father, but at least you care. We got some F1 Scleromystax barbatus. That's kind of cool for those. CW097 Osteogaster lineage corridors. Gold lasers, of course. Black Schultzi. Neocaridina. There's a lot of shrimp in here, but there was a lot of demand for shrimp at PVAS. I mean, till the very end, 10 cold Neocaridinas were going for $20 a bag. Almost about the same as the colored varieties. So there's a lot of shrimp things, but if there's enough people attending, like the price, it's never going to get to retail. Well, let me not say never, but it might actually be worth taking them. Bosemani, we got some Kalitawa. How good were the coals though? They were labeled as like natural colored or native or wild type, so I'm sure they were ugly as fuck. Yeah, it wasn't. I think it was like native colored or wild colored or whatever. But we got 4 lots of 12 blue diamond shrimp. We got 3 lots of Bloody Mary shrimp. Honestly, I've been in person next to Bloody Mary shrimp and other red shrimp, and it's like, I cannot tell the difference. Fish to keep it says started 2-headed line, yeah. I mean, if I was gonna really care about shrimp and like doing a line of something, like get an orange eye or something and try and, oh, let me breed these and breed them back, but like that also sounds like a headache. And I care more about breeding fish than shrimp. At least right now. Okay, but I mean, it's shaping up to be a really nice auction. Definitely worth going to. I wish I knew kind of what JRAS, the people there, are usually into, and like what the attendance is usually like. I'll have to ask around, but I mean, there's 20 pages already, and there's definitely a lot of nice stuff worth driving for. But I mean, if I was like an hour away, I would probably go. But hey, Steve has a lot of Nanochromis transvestitis. He could be taken around to every single goddamn auction for the rest of the time. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. Okay, so we updated on the club stuff, some breeding stuff. Let me see. I don't have it really set up to where I can show some breeding stuff too well here, but this is my like most easy to show kind of weird breeding experiment that I'm doing right now. 1 second. I gotta figure out where the damn switch is. Okay, so I just set up this kind of temporary, this is a 50-gallon. I got the Congo tetras that we've been spawning, and this is inspired. So at the PVAS dry goods section, there was someone that was selling 10 gallons with 2.5s, and they had egg crate, and they were talking about putting the 2.5 gallon in the 10 gallon. Okay, so a lot of things we do, it's if you want to breed fish the most efficient way ever, like someone's like already figured that out. Like we really overcomplicate things too much. But that being said, experimenting is kind of part of the fun, whether it's going to work or not. So what I've done here is I got the mops over top the 2.5. I got some Swasser tang, and then I got egg crate in the 2.5. And what I'm going to try and do is have the Congo tetras spawn in the Swasser tang / in the mops, which they do. The eggs fall down. It's glass in here. I can shine a light. I can see the eggs at the bottom. And then I'll be able to decide, do I want to siphon the eggs out, or do I want to just take the 2.5 out with the eggs inside, let them hatch, then I have my fry tank. Then maybe I go get another 2.5, try the same thing, or put a different fish. I don't know. This is kind of an experiment. I just think it's something a little fun to do. So that's like one of the weirder things I got going on right now. The Procatopus have become a lot more consistent. So those have been hatching nicely. I got an older group of like 8 of them from one of the hatches way back. But then I got a bunch of younger fry. So hopefully we'll get to my dream of having a tank full of them. That seems to be a fish that I'm kind of close to having figured out. I mean, I've been working with them for... There was one of the fish I've been breeding for the longest, which isn't saying that much, but yeah, the Procatopus are fun. I'm hoping to add another species now that the Yabasi reds are growing out. But yeah, I don't know. We're putting in some work, but a lot of room for improvement, man. A lot of room. But let's see. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in. I'm going to start closing things down just because I actually want to I want to do a few things in the room before it gets a little later. Because I guess it's still the weekday, so I have stuff to do tomorrow. But this has been a great stream. Chris Ladd just asked, "Are you going to the JRAS auction Saturday?" We literally just went through like the auction listings and stuff. I don't know. I'm thinking it's a 2-hour plus drive for me, so I don't know if I'm gonna make it. But the auction is looking pretty promising. I've never been to a JRAS event before. Chris said I just got. Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. Like I could tell you just got here because we just finished. Are you gonna make it over there? Have you been to a JRAS auction before? Because I was wondering. I was like, okay, what are people there usually like? How does it compare to like PVAS? Because that's the furthest that direction I've gone, I think. Actually, maybe GWAPA's a little further. I just went there, so I don't know. But yeah, the auction is shaping up to be pretty promising. They got 20 pages up already, as we were discussing. Chris said I went last year, but it was almost 2 years for me as well. Yeah, so I don't know. It is on a Saturday, which is a bit better. Fish to Keep It said, "You ever drive out to Iowa?" I have unfortunately driven that far before, but I'm not intending on making the trip again anytime soon. But yeah, that's kind of like the club stuff. Sorry, Chris, I'm kind of wrapping up. Ben is crying somewhere in the universe. Yeah, that's the club stuff, some of the BAP stuff. This weekend, yeah, the JRAS auction is the big club thing. But next month, there's going to be a few auctions I'll probably go to. And like the ACLC swap at that pet place should be really good. There's a bunch of nice vendors. Fish to Keep It said, "I wasn't inviting you. Sorry if you took it that way." God damn, this guy is such an asshole, bro. Oh my gosh. But no, this has been a really fun stream, guys. Seriously, really appreciate Johnny through the 5 twice, a couple of fish, Big Steve, Jose all through 5s. Like, thank you so much. Like, seriously. And especially like just for a stream, we're just going over club events for the weekend and like just breeding fish stuff. Like, man, it's nice we can all be in here being into this together. So definitely look, I'll plug the Discord again. We're getting more people in there. Sometimes when I go to these events, I'll post photos in the Discord from them. If I do next auction I go to, I'll probably do a bit of live like auctioneering reporting, where I say like, oh, this just went up for this amount. I like to do that sometimes. So yeah, but listen, I appreciate you guys. Chris, appreciate you stopping by at the end. Steve, Aaron, of course, fighting my BAP opponent. Temperate, Shirley, Johnny, again, thank you very much, so much. You've been very generous. Jeff, Luis, Jody, Chris Junkin, Bare Bottom Branton hopped in, of course. Cheryl was in here. Audra was in here. We kind of had a party, I'm not going to lie. Scotty's somewhere out there on double time. We'll see when he shows up. Beto, of course, came through as he always does. And yeah, I think I already said Jesse, but I might have to come see you about those racks, Jesse. I might have to. Cinnamon Girl was in here. And Andrew, of course. Andrew, thank you so much for stopping by. Zebra Aquatics. See him at the local events. Got some great stuff going on. Got some great tanks. Sorry, not tanks, caves. SVC, of course. 186 even. So, star-studded chat tonight. Star-studded chat. All the goats. All the great fish keepers were in here. The regulars. And I appreciate you guys. I'll be back within the next 2 days at some point. If I can get someone to come on stream tomorrow, I'll stream. If I can't, I probably won't. But hopefully by Thursday, I'll have someone to come on stream. I just haven't really asked people for this week yet, so I might go do that. There's a few people I want to get, but we'll see. So that's probably what's going to be next. Hopefully next stream will be with a guest. And then after that, we got some research to do. So that's a bit of a forecast. And I got to finish a video for the month. And of course, if I go see Luis, something's going to come out of that content-wise. Something. So, could be a fun weekend. We'll have to find out. If I don't go to the auction, we'll still be making good use of the time with fish-related activities. No worries about that. Okay? So, appreciate you guys. Have a good night. And it's in my tanks. Out. Take your time. Take